All right, so Voidfall again. Now, the game I played yesterday, I tracked down a response from the app designer and from the designer of the game, one of the designers of the game, David Terzi, and they confirmed that the app is working correctly, which means I had the rule wrong around the skirmish. So what happened to me yesterday was unfortunate, but valid. Now, I'm not going to be doing the same mistake again, of course, now that I know that edge case is correct in the app. So, we're taking down the difficulty a notch. We're playing on medium. And so I've lost 3 times in a row this scenario on hard, so we're going down a notch, we're going to medium. I had a random draw for a house and I got House Marqualos, and yeah, that's it. Off we go. See what happens this time. Okay, these guys can start either with the autonomous drones or with the trade nexus. Now, if you look at the technology card for this, the autonomous drones say that if you are the invader in combat, you can return a trade token to gain 1 shield in the approach mode and 1 shield in the salvo steps, in the approach steps, in the salvo steps. And also during a skirmish, you can return a trade token to win the combat, only if that is part of the evaluation phase. So that's that. The trade nexus says that when you return a trade token, you may gain the trade bonus. So, I mean, let's go with the autonomous drones, shall we? Let's go with this. So that means that with these guys, we need more trade tokens. Okay, here we go. First cycle is a 4 action cycle, so we're only going to get 4 cycles. We are the resistance. First, we are going to place a Voidborn Fleet Power and a Glory token on one adjacent Voidborn sector, and then we may do one of these 3 things. There's no reason why we wouldn't. So we're either going to activate a Fleet Power, tick up the population in one of our pure sectors, or establish a credits guild. And the scoring for the end of this cycle is if we have at least 10 pure population, then we get to place a guild and a installation. Or if we have at least 3 pure bank guilds, credit guilds, then we get to advance our civilization 1. Okay. Well, which of these do we have? We don't have any credit guilds yet. Obviously, we can use this at the start to place one, but we can also use it to tick up the population. Now, at the moment, we have 4 pure population from our 2 sectors here. So, what do we want to do here? This is not going to go like yesterday. Hopefully, I'm going to do a bit better. I don't know if I'm going to win, but hopefully I'm going to do better. I should do better because this is medium difficulty, not hard. So, yeah, I haven't managed to beat the hard mode yet on any scenario. I thought I was ready for it. Yesterday proved that I wasn't. Right, so our agendas, the House Marqualos are special because they start with 2 agendas in place. So they start with their base one, which is 3 points for every pure sector, 1 point for every sector that has a defense installation, and 2 points for every sector that has a shipyard. And then the second agenda says 1 point for each salvage token and 1 point for each sector that has at least 1 fleet power. Or is that 1 point per fleet power? One of these 2. So, what would we like to do? What's the crisis? Have 20 total combined yield of resources. Good luck with that. Have 8 plus total glory tokens value. Good luck with that too. So, tick up the population or place a credits guild or activate a fleet power. What do you reckon? Decisions. You know, I mean, I think placing a credits guild is good, but oh no, we do have a credits guild on this sector already. So we could place our second one and be on our way for this kind of situation, for this end of the cycle condition. I'm gonna make this bigger so you guys can watch. There we go. That's much better, isn't it? Okay. Population uptick is the most difficult to get out of these three things. And then it's, you know, activating a fleet power or deploying a guild. So I'm not going to deploy the guild. Although that gets us this guy. Choose sector to place a Voidborn power and a glory token. Well, this one only has one, so we can take that very quickly. This one has two. So if we place it there, that sector is going to become much more difficult to take. If we place it here, they're both going to be, you know, at level 2 or 2 Voidborn fleet power. Do we try to make it as easy as possible for us? Make it there. Okay. Do we want to activate a fleet power, increase our population, or place a credits guild? Placing a credits guild is not the worst idea in the world. What cards do we have here? We have Heroic Conquest, we have Heroic Production, and Leadership. Okay, in that case, I think all right, let's increase the population. Let's do it in our home sector. Sure. Okay, here we go. Round 1. Alert card. First alert card. Crisis card for this turn. It says after you return a trade token, you add a Voidborn fleet power at one of the rifts. It's the same card we got yesterday, and I got confused by the symbol. So yeah, yesterday's game, the confusion was that in a multiplayer game, this crisis board doesn't exist, and because the skirmish symbol here is separate, and because the rulebook says when you resolve the skirmish, you add number of corruption on your board, and then whatever modifier with, if you're resolving end of cycle evaluation or crisis board or whatever. I thought this doesn't include the crisis board when you're just resolving a crisis card. Turns out you do. So you always include these modifiers here, this +1 modifier that we have now, even when you're resolving a crisis card. So we know that now. First action of the game, first card. What would we like to do? Well, we need what's the civilization tracks? So we start the bottom one on the first. That's increase your population. Okay. Now, we have enough power to go and conquer these guys. And if we do it with Heroic Conquest, that's great because we also get to remove the corruption from that sector, which is absolutely fantastic. The problem with all of this is that we are going to... Oh no, there's no problem. We're fine. Let's do it. Let's do it. We're going to think about it a little bit less. We're going to play Heroic Conquest. Actually, that's great because we can also gain a agenda card. Flip the trade token to enable you to take all 3 actions. I don't know. Do we want to take the 3rd action? We're going to attack. We're going to move in here with 1 corvette from here and 1 from here, or 2 from here and 1 from here. We're going to lose 1. Oh no, we're not, because we're going to have initiative. So we're not going to lose anything, which means we could retreat 1 to activate 2 more fleet power. Is that what we want to be doing? I think let's try and get the maximum effect out of everything. Okay, we're gonna do pretty much everything, yeah? So we're gonna do this first. We're going to recall this fleet. And we're going to activate 2 fleet power and upgrade our glory token to a 3. And the reason for that is because we're going to score our glory tokens. Hello, World War Z. Hello. Thanks for hanging out. I don't know if you were here last night, but I got absolutely obliterated, I think is the right word, because I miscalculated a rule I had misunderstood, and yeah, I think I lost by about 200 points. So today is revenge time. Now, don't tell anybody, but I've put this on medium difficulty as opposed to hard, which I was playing yesterday. So there is that. Right. Annihilate. Is that what we're doing? Yes. Actually, are we going to have enough resources to do this afterwards? Hang on. Barely. Okay, we are going to invade. We are invading this sector, and we are invading from 1 from here and 1 from there. Yep. So we have initiative, we shoot them, they did. Gain and score glory tokens, we score 4 points, and we are going to remove that corruption. Hey! Okay. And now we can strategize, which is to redirect, I suppose, the fleet power we have, but we don't really have much choice here. But we do want to spend this, I think, to gain an agenda card. That's 2 credits, which isn't great. But we need an agenda card. Now, we need to be more strategic here about what we want to do versus what heroic focus cards are available. So, for instance, we have heroic production, which is great. And heroic leadership, which is even greater. But the main thing we need now is we need to be building guilds and a couple of either defense installations or shipyards. So yeah. Zach, what do you reckon? I haven't played Voidfall in a while, so I thought I'd play it solo, you know? So yeah, we're going to do either this one that allows us to place a guild and produce, or this guy that allows us to play an installation and activate a fleet power. This one's not bad for us either because it plays with our ability, which is to return trade tokens to win combats in evaluation phase. Whew. So many choices. What are we playing afterwards? We need to play some guilds and defense installations down, yeah? So, what are we doing? Do we want to be doing reinforcement? Do we have the material? We do. Still getting your head around the digital layout. Yes, I mean, this app is great, but the layout takes a bit getting used to because you have to hover over these things to look at stuff. Everything is so small. I suppose I could change the resolution of the monitor, but I think that may make things too cramped. But because I have to hover over everything to view things, I'll be doing that. So hopefully you'll be able to follow along. Right. Do we do that, or do we try to get some science going? A guild down. Well, we have a lot of fleet power and we need to figure out a way to deploy. So I think the Marqualos have scheme instead of innovation. So we pay a credit and a science, which we have, to gain a tech. The second one we're not doing quite yet, it's too soon, we don't have enough production. The third one, okay, so that's not too interesting at the moment. Development is good. Development might be the way to go. So which one of these agenda cards goes with development? Development is this one. Yeah, potentially. Yeah, so there's a way, there's these, I can increase the size from here, I suppose. Does that help? We don't want to make it too huge. How about this? Look at that, that works a bit better. Why didn't I see that yesterday? Hey! Hello. Let's do that. Okay, the hovers are a bit gigantic now, but okay. I don't think we mind that. I think this is much better. So agenda card, hey? We said that this goes with development, which is probably a good idea. I think. Or we use this one to allow us to place a shipyard. But then that goes with reinforcement. That goes with reinforcement, or what's the other one? The other one we don't have. It's reinforcement. Yeah. The other one's conquest, which we just got rid of to play our heroic conquest. Okay. Or do we want to do this and try and increase our capabilities there? I like the idea of going for the increased population, but I think it's a little bit too soon for that. We need some engine, we need some resources, we need some stuff. So yeah, development will allow us to place couple of those things. Let's do that. Let's do development. I've talked myself into it. So we're going to take this agenda card And we're not going to regroup. Done. Okay. Do we want to resolve the crisis? Now, they're going to attack me. If I resolve it through this, they're going to attack me for 1 + 1 is 2. It's showing it down here. And if they attack me... Why would they attack me here? I would suspect... oh yeah, because they win and they deal the maximum damage, I suppose. Yeah, so we don't want to resolve that. Oh no, it's a reaction. Because we returned a trade token, we can add a Voidborn Fleet Power at the Rift. Is there any chance we can get to the Rift in this game? All the way up here. If we do, good luck to us. Okay. Round 2. Here we go. Now remember, this only is 4 actions, so we'll see how we go. There's not much. Crisis card for this turn. Before you upgrade one of your sieve tracks, choose to also spend 2 credits. Well. Right. What are we playing now? I think we already talked about playing development. Yeah? Do we want development? Let's do development. Do we want all 3 actions? I think we do, because this will allow us to get rid of the corruption on our board and tick up the population one. Yes. Do we want to play the agenda? Yes, we're going to do everything now. Right. What do we do first? First, we are going to spend a science, tick up population, or remove a corruption. Okay, so it's one or the other. What would we like to do? Do we want to get rid of the corruption? We do, but we also want to tick up the population. I quite like both of these choices very, very much. Okay, well, let's do this first. Settle. We're gonna recall a fleet from here. We're going to place a shipyard. And then we're going to place a guild. Now, the guild we want, do we want to go for having the 3 bank guilds? That sounds like a good idea. The population one, do we have time to do it? We have 3, 5, 7. Can we get to 10? Doubtful. In 2 actions, even if we get to 8 now. Let's place a banking guild. So settle is done. Then grow, we can either put a guild or an installation. So I was thinking place an installation here and then deploy. But I like the idea of, well, I guess we could place a guild for our next action. Let's do that. So I'm going to pay that to place another shipyard here. Now, here's the decision. We know we're going to play our agenda card to place a guild and produce whatever we produce. So it's either going to be food or credits, I think. But irrespective of that, we're going to spend 1 science to either remove the corruption from our board, so reduce the attacks we get from the Voidborn, or uptick a population. Now, the population uptick is extremely important because you also get, if we can get to 6, then we can start working towards the safe havens, which are very, very useful. I think I'm going to do that. Now, at the moment, I'm getting attacked for 2. If I get rid of the corruption, I'm only going to be getting attacked for 1+ if I get another card there. So, yeah. Well, this is a difficult decision. What do we do? Having less corruption is great for long term. At the moment, I don't think we're at that much of a risk because we're going to have 2 corvettes each here as soon as we deploy them. But yeah, increased population is the play, surely. I think so. We're gonna go there. And then we are going to play our agenda cards. Now, we can deploy our 3rd Bankers Guild, which will get us this. But we're also going to need food at the end of this cycle. And we only have 3. That's not great. This one will get us 1 additional food requirement, but I think we have to do this. So I'm going to place another Bankers Guild and then produce. Okay. Do we want to keep this agenda? 2 per... What's this token called? Yeah, go for population, says Zach, which I did, so... that scores us 4 points for each 2 different fleet power that we have. We're not going to have different fleet power because we don't have any additional technology. Oh, we need to have a look at what technologies are available. I think for this first round, I think I'm going to skip this because it's going to add 2 to the upkeep of my empire. And I don't think it's going to get me any points. So, we need to handle the current crisis. So we can take a catastrophe to discard it. We're not doing that. That was my go-to move yesterday after all the drama I had. I can return 2 of these tokens to discard it. I think that's what we're going to do. 2 bounty tokens, not salvage tokens. They're bounty tokens. Bounty tokens and can't remember what the other ones are called. I'm going to return the ones that I think are too far away from me. I'm going to return this guy and this guy. If I manage to get there, I'm going to live without them. Whoa. Okay, 3rd round, we drew a war card that says how you need to resolve the crisis board. And then, if I defend, I add a Voidborn fleet power to an adjacent sector. Now, at the moment, the crisis board says skirmish with a +1, and because we have 1 on our board, that's a 2. So they're going to attack me for 2, and I'm going to lose a material and an energy. Fortunately, I've got credits I could pay for that, but at the moment, I'm losing both of these battles, so that's not good. That is not good. The problem is, even if I managed to somehow do reinforcements, which is going to take more than a smile, still not going to be enough. Oh yeah, it will, because I'll be able to redistribute. Do I have enough resources? 3, yes. Oh boy, this is going to drain us from resources, but I think we're not going to lose a sector. So first, we are going to do muster. So we're going to spend a material and a credit, given we don't have 2 materials, and we are going to deploy 1 on each shipyard we have, which means 1 in each one of these 3 sectors, which is great. Now we're still losing these combats because they're going to be tied, right? They're going to attack us for 2, equal initiative, no other technologies, and so they will fire at the same time, they'll attack at the same time. So the sector will be empty at the end of the round. So empty sector means the Voidborn take over with 2 fleet power. So I think we need to do mobilize to bring in one of our fleet power from our home sector to one of the two sectors and place the defense installation to the other one. Credits to the rescue. We're placing the defense where? Where is it most likely to be safe after a while? Is it this sector? If we take this out, this sector is safe. This sector is not going to be safe until we take both of these. So... okay. I'm going to place that there, and then we're going to regroup, move this to this sector. I think that's it. Right, resolve the crisis board. They're gonna kill one of my corvettes here, but I defended. Place, choose a sector to place the Voidborn token. Which ones are valid? These guys. Is this one valid? Oh, it is. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Pay to resolve the crisis board, and like that, we are completely out of resources. We're going into round 4, so that's the last round of this phase. Gee, this is going very quickly. Well, I mean, we're not achieving much, but we've done better than yesterday. Crisis card for this turn. We're not doing this under any circumstances, so it has to be this. Again, an agenda card. We're already having one agenda card. Is that in your hand? Maybe. Okay, this is the last round. So they're going to attack me for 2 again. Now, is it time to try and play one of these 2 cards? Heroic Production will get me some stuff, not a lot, if I produce. Now at the moment I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 food for the upkeep of my empire. I only have 3. So if I do this and produce, that's going to be enough, but that puts that supply action to waste, really, because it only produces 3 food and then 1 material and 1 energy, because that's all I'm producing, and I'm giving up on those double population increases, which are absolutely fantastic. The other way we could do this is we take the supply action and uptick the population, and then do the bottom action that allows us to remove the corruption. We remove the corruption from our board, so they're going to attack us for 1, which is not enough to do any damage to us. I think that's the play. I think this is the play here. Although that top action is 15 points, 3 points per 3 influence per guild we have, and we have 5 guilds. Oh, we can't do that anyway because we don't have a trade token. But I'm now thinking maybe we should have done that. Okay. The other option is this one, but I think I'm going to go with the population. Let's go. I'm going to do this. I'm going to recall a fleet from here, because if I recall it from here, any Voidborn attack here is going to get killed by this defense installation. So we're going to remove corruption from our board, and then we're going to increase our sieve track, which allows us to increase the population somewhere, and I think we're going to increase it here. Right. We forgot, we still need to pay food. So if I take this double population increase, I'm not going to have enough food. I have to produce, unfortunately. Oh. That's bad. Tech able to help. Yeah, we can return a trade token to win the combat and evaluation phase. Hey, we don't have a trade token at the moment, and even if we did, we're winning the combat now. So the combat's not the problem, the skirmish. The problem is we need 5 food for upkeep, and we only have 3. And we're gonna need to pay a material and a energy because of the crisis board penalty. And we don't have a material energy, we only have 1 credit. So unless I produce, we're gonna be in trouble. Now I could leave it, but that's gonna cost us a ton of points. But we're not gonna get the chance to increase the population like that again. So if I don't produce, we're gonna be 2 food short. 2 food short is 3 points each, so that's 6. And then we're gonna need to be paying we're gonna spend our credit. We're gonna be 2 resources short. Another 6, that's 12 points. That's too much. That's too much. We're producing. That's too bad. We're going to make this an ongoing crisis and put it at the economic track. Right. So they come in and they attack us for 1. We defeat them. It says in sector 3-2. Which one is sector 3-2? How is it? 1, 2, 3. Is it? There must be a way to number these sectors. I guess maybe it's rows and columns or whatever, which is fine. We have to pay all of this stuff to resolve the crisis board. Yes. So we've done okay in terms of we're able to meet our requirements and we're going to score some points. Now here we didn't get to 10 population, we got to 9. But we are able to take this one. So it's asking us which sieve track we want to progress. Now, if we progress the top one, we get a population tick. If we progress the middle one, we remove a corruption. We don't care. And the bottom one is establishing a guild. I think we're going to go for the top one. We're definitely going to go for the top one. And then we're going to increase the population in our home sector. That goes to 6. So these are our points from our agenda. So 9, 1, and 6 points, and then 1 and 3 for the second one. Okay. We are up to 34 points. Second round. I wonder. What I'm looking for is these safe havens. They require a 6 population sector and 3 guilds. But do those guilds have to be specific? So if so, then I might have made a mistake here. Let's have a look. So have a pure sector with 6 population and 3 or more guilds. So, oh yeah, but that happened before resolving the event. So that's all good. All right, so we're still going to be able to do one of the two cubes in this. So that's great. Okay, second cycle, let's go. We're smashing through this. As in, we're going quickly, doesn't mean we're doing well. But hey. Growing Menace, 6 actions now. So this is going to be a much bigger cycle. It says we are placing a Harbinger on each open rift. Oh, ouch. Okay, Harbingers are 10 points for the Voidborn. Place a Discovery token or whatever these are called on each Voidborn sector adjacent to one rift. During sea evaluation, place... Oof. A Voidborn fleet power in each sector with a Harbinger. Uh-oh. That's not good. Because there's here, which we want to get into this somehow. Quicker than what we can if this gets an additional thing. Okay. And then at the end, you gain 1 salvage, not... What did they call it? Something token for each one of these that you have. And if we have 0 catastrophe tokens, we get to return a corruption. Okay, rightio. Let's go. First round, second cycle, level 2 alert. Increase the population while already having a 5 population sector. We can do that. So what's our plan for this round? It would probably be good to try and get an additional agenda card. Let's have a look at the techs. Here's the available techs. Let me get this guy out of the way. Here's the available technologies. Arc ships, which is good, but at the moment we're not short of guilds. However, our home sector has a population of 6, so any guild we establish there is going to get us a good bump in production because of the 6 population. So that's pretty damn good. Carriers is a different ship type, a different fleet type, and you pay food to deploy them, and then they act as shipyards and deploy corvettes. So basically every time you deploy, then you know, for every shipyard like we deployed before, every carrier deploys a corvette as well. So that's awesome. And especially for us, we already have 5 active fleet power. That would be very good. Politics. Central Surveillance says when you play your politics focus, you can tick down population to get an agenda or upgrade your glory token. No. Cloning. Cloning can be good. Destroyers is another fleet type, unit type. Destroyers are pretty strong. If you look at the combat, they are the... I can't point now because the cursor will move away, but essentially it's that symbol that is 4th from the top. That says that in the salvo step, the destroyers get you 1 initiative per destroyer fleet power plus 1 additional initiative. And they do 1 damage per fleet power you have. Destroyers are very strong. So there's lots of cool tech we can get. Shields are excellent. Gain 1 shield, 1 absorb during the salvo step if you have at least 1 corvette present. Oh, robotics are amazing. You double the costs and effects of one of your focus actions on development. Wow, I want all of these. Can we gain all of these, please? 1 of each. Thank you. What's our plan? Let's see the heroic focus cards. Prosperity. Well, I guess if we manage to tick up a population now, this turn, we get rid of this card. Right. Prosperity says that we advance our bottom sieve track and then we return a guild to gain a trade token and remove a harbinger. This is pretty good because we no longer have so much of a usage of that one of those two guilds. That's great. Heroic progress is pretty good. At the moment we don't have any corruption we could remove for that invent action. So it's less of a benefit, I guess. By gaining a tech, we can upgrade our autonomous drones. However, we don't seem to be gaining many trade tokens, are we? So, but it can be useful in taking over a sector quickly, because spend a trade token, you gain 1 approach absorb and 2 salvo absorbs. So basically, you take 3 hits. Yeah, these are all amazing. It would be great if we can use all these 3 cards, but I don't know how that's going to be possible. At the moment, we have no resources. We have no resources, so we've maxed out our credits production. What do we want to do now? Zach's going to sleep. What's our special card? Scheme. Scheme says we spend a credit and science to gain a tech, and then we return an agenda card. Nope, we're not doing that. Okay, we need resources. We need resources and we don't have good enough production. So we urgently need to place guilds and produce. That is the play. Place guilds and produce. How do we do that? What if we go for the arc ships? That will allow us to place a guild on our home sector, which means anything we place there is going to increase production by a lot. But that doesn't get us production, does it? Okay. Right. Okay, how about this? What if we do prosperity? We spend 2 resources of something, which we don't have, to gain 4 resources of something, and then advancing that bottom sieve track that gets us to establish a guild. And then we remove a guild to gain a trade token and get rid of a harbinger. Is that a good idea? Trade token is good, but I'm a bit worried that we're kind of trading water here. We need guilds so that we can produce things. So we could do this. But we also have a lot of fleet power that we can deploy. Okay. Choices, hey. Right. We need to try and get a guild established, and we need a trade token, and we need to deploy our fleet power. We need everything. We need all the things. We cannot have all the things. So what are we going to do? Well, conquest we're not doing. Development is a possibility. Reinforcement, I mean, reinforcement is not bad because we have enough fleet power to do that first action. Deactivate a fleet power, advance a save, and place a defense token, and then deploy, which we absolutely need. We need to deploy more fleet power. So do we want to do that first? Or is there a way we can establish some guilds and ticking up a population somehow so we can get rid of this card? Arc ships would be good. Can we get arc ships somehow? I mean, we could do that restore action. That's not bad. The problem is the invent action is wasteful because we don't have a corruption we can remove. So we don't really want to do that right now. Oh, come on. Come on now. How else can we gain a tech? We could play our normal progress card, but then we miss out on the other one. And that doesn't help. That doesn't help much, does it? Okay. Right. We are going to do this. I think. Yeah. Okay. Let's go. We're not going to overthink this. He said after 20 minutes of overthinking it. Ah, the problem with that is we don't have 2 materials to master. Cancel that. Oops. Okay, there's not much choice here. We urgently need to establish guilds and we need to do some stuff. So how about we do this? That will help us do 3 actions of something next turn, right? That is also going to give us a few more resources. Let's do this. We're going to do Heroic Prosperity. We are going to do this first. I'm going to kill one of these 2 guilds. The credits, I guess. Although overproducing credits is going to be very handy. Let's kill the energy. Gain the trade token. Now, what do we want the trade token? Do we want 2 food, 2 energy, or 2 materials? Or 1 of something? I think we want 2 of something there. But what 2 of something do we want? It depends what we think we're going to be playing next. Right. Let's take 1 food and 1 material. And then we're going to remove a Harbinger. This guy? Yeah. He's gone. And now... Well, I guess we don't have to do this, but I think we need to. So we're going to spend, say, 2 food to gain 4 of something and progress that. So we're going to progress that, establish a guild. Let's establish a guild here and make it energy. It's the one we lost, isn't it? Yeah. And then gain 4 resources. Now, I think I'm gonna take 2 food and 2 energy. I guess I could take 2 credits high instead. Two food and 2 energy. 2 food and 2 credits. Yeah. Let's do that. We're gonna need the food and we're gonna be producing at some point anyway. Okay, done. We are not returning that. So that comes in, sits there. What does that say? Place a corruption to discard it? I don't think we need to do that because we'll be able to fulfill this pretty soon, hopefully. Are we gonna be able to get rid of the corruption easier? We'll be able to do heroic progress, right? So we could do heroic progress. Are we gonna do production first? Where's production? Here it is. Oh, that removes a corruption. We're doing that. We're gonna place a corruption somewhere. It doesn't matter where. Let's place it here. Okay, here we go. Round 2. Level 1 alert card. Crisis card for this turn. After you take an agenda, choose to also spend... Is that take or play an agenda? It doesn't matter. Choose to also spend 1 resource. Okay, we can do that. We can do that. Select the card to play. Okay. There's nobody in the chat. I've put everybody to sleep or everybody's gone away. Okay, so... Is it production time? We're still not producing much. Oh. Okay. We need to play some guilds and then do production. That's the correct sequence here. Let's do heroic progress. I think we're going to need it. Do we want to take all 3 actions? That's a great question. That's a great question. Now, we're definitely going to do invent. And the plan was to do experiment. The problem with that, it is still not giving us a guild that would produce something decent for us. But the tech is. I mean, this is a pretty good card. The only problem is that remove corruption action is going to go to waste because we have a remove corruption action here on our production action card. So, yes, let's do all 3. Let's do all 3. So, we're spending a food and deactivating a fleet power. We have plenty to remove corruption from the map and then gain a tech. Okay. Now, like I say to some friends when I teach them Guy project, when you upgrade and when you make a federation and you gain all these federation tokens, you have to do this. When you select them, it's part of the rules. This is how it feels when you have to gain a technology in Voidfall. It's like you have a delicious box of chocolates in front of you. Now, autonomous drones is good, but it's not what we want right now. I think the best choice we have right now is arc ships. Establishes a guild, gets all the things. Gets the population tick, gets us everything. let's do that. You may rearrange your guilds to reduce upkeep. Select any you wish to move across to your arc ships. I don't necessarily think we want to do that. Oh, he means this one. Yeah. Do you mean you may rearrange your guilds to reduce upkeep? He means this one. Yeah, we don't want to do that. Not quite sure what that meant, but anyway. Gain 4 points, increase the population of something. We're going to increase this one. Presumably, that helps us with that crisis card. Oh no, that we resolved that already. Okay. Right. Establish a guild. Here we go. I think we're going to establish it in the home sector. Now, it could be food. We're going to need food, but if my calculations are right, we're going to have enough for this round. So, do we want materials or energy instead? Yes, is the answer to that. Or do we want science? Oh. Well, we're about to produce, so I'm gonna put materials there. That gets us heaps of materials. Then we are going to do experiment. We are going to establish a science guild to our home sector again. Produce science. That's going to get us a ton of stuff. Resolve the crisis golden age. Where is it? Ooh, we have 20 plus total combined production. Yes, please. So we got rid of that card. Winning. And now we can produce. And now we're going to do also this. We're going to return a glory token. This guy. And we are going to deploy a fleet power, I guess here. Or down here, so I can attack there if I want to. I'm not in danger yet, so I'm just going to deploy it there. Regroup. I don't need to move anything. Discard the crisis card. This is fantastic. Smashing this. Which one do we want? Have 8 total glory token. Gain an agenda card while already having one. I'm assuming we cannot discard this one. So I'm going to do this. Finish. Wow, that was involved. So we can discard this by retreating a fleet power and adding a Voidborn fleet power to the Rift. Do we just make this ongoing? I think so. Round 3. Okay, we're doing okay. I'm feeling alright. I'm not scoring a ton of points, but I have to take an agenda card this cycle so I can score it. Invade the sector with 5 fleet power. Yikes. I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. Oh, I might. I might. Okay. What are we doing this turn? We need to turn our attention to scoring a bit. So let's have a look. The Agricultural Union says if you have 3 food guilds at 7 points and 4 points per sector with a science guild. Okay, the second one says if you have 8 yield production of materials, which we don't. And then 5 points for each 2 fleet power. Or is that per sector with 2 fleet power? Yes, that's per sector where you have at least 2 fleet power. So you need to sort of spread them out. Bleeding Edge says 6 points if you have at least 1 5 glory token. Not happening anytime soon. And 4 per advanced tech. No. Mercantile Governance. Meh. I think it's got to be one of the top 2. So we need to look at which of those cards we're most likely to play, and we also need to look at which card gets us an agenda card. Now, I know I said I was going to do production, but the problem with that is I'm going to be wasting this advancement in the sieve track here. It's giving me a removal of corruption, and I don't have any corruption to remove, so I don't want to do that quite yet. The problem is, do I have enough of anything to do something this turn? We could do reinforcements. Place another guild and then do corruption, and then do production. Yeah. What about this one? Increase the population. We could do that. This one gets us an agenda card, but it's conquest, and I don't think we want to use it just yet. So, because the only other way to invade is by using politics, right? So, what about our scheme card? Scheme gets us a tech. Always good to have tech. Love tech. We love tech. And then the last action down there, we can retreat a fleet power, which is okay. Recall to gain an agenda card and a token. Let's do that. Because we're about to deploy anyway, so... yeah. Let's do that. Now, what kind of tech do we want? We have to do this, remember? Okay. Do we want our advanced autonomous drones? Again, we're not gaining a whole bunch of trade tokens. So, I don't know. Do we want the shield? Oh, the shields are good. Yes, good. Cloning would be amazing if we had gotten it earlier, because we've been increasing population like crazy. So, yeah, we need to get into these. We need to get into these carriers. The problem is that shields do not protect us against approach damage. All right. This one isn't bad, escape pods, because it says when you recall a fleet power, you may instead move it to your home sector once during each combat. So for everyone we lose, instead of losing, we return it back. And it gets us a trade token. But shields are also good, right? What will help us get in here is the question. What can help us get in here? We need either a lot of fleet power, or we need to be able to have an absorb in the approach step, which the autonomous drones give us anyway, if we return a trade token. But is that enough? I'm not taking robotics, because I've used my development card already this round. I don't think I'm going to take cloning anymore. Politics, no. So do I want destroyers? The destroyers are pretty good. Carriers are also pretty good. Carriers will help us deploy tons of fleet power. Do we have enough? I think we're going to do this one. We're going to take escape pods. So gain the 4 points, gain the trade token. We want what? We want energy, materials, food. What do we want? I don't know. We have no energy. Hang on. Next turn we're going to be doing reinforcements, so we're going to need materials and energy. So we're going to take 1 energy and 1 material. Although we have credits, but that's okay. Activate fleet power. So obtain is done, and I think our plan was to do this one, right? Yes. Fleets to recall. This guy. We're going to gain a salvage token or whatever that's called. Yeah, we're going to grab the resources. And then we're going to gain an agenda. And we talked about not this one. This one or that one, yeah? But are we going to be playing any of those cards? Which card are we going to be playing of these anytime soon? I mean, these do not seem like they're going to be scoring us a whole bunch of points. That's not great. That can potentially get us 10 points. This one can get us 10 points, maybe. Hopefully this one, yeah. We're not going to get that first one unless we establish a whole bunch of guilds. Okay. So, what's more likely to happen next round? Are we likely to play reinforcement or conquest? Or are we likely to play progress, which we've already played? Or, what's the other one? Prosperity, which we've already played. There you go, the decision is done. Click the backs to pick blind. Yes, I could pick blind, I guess. Do we want to do that? Do we want to pick blind? We're not going to be able to score much from this anyway. Do we want to just pick one of these? See what we get? Let's do that. Done. Okay, we got these two. This one says if you have at least 10 upkeep, you gain 6 points. Ugh. 5 points for each sector that has 3 different types of guilds. I wonder if that applies in our home sector. I think it would. And then the other one says you have 1 or less corruption, you gain 6 points, and then 5 points for each food. Yeah, that sounds like the better one. Let's do that. Okay. You may slot 1 trade token into the escape pods instead of putting on an agenda. Do you want to? No, it's fine sitting on an agenda. How do you want to handle the current crisis? Right. So what I'm thinking here is I do this, place a corruption on our board, because I think immediately after this we're going to be doing production, which admittedly doesn't give us lots of materials, but well, we've been delaying this for quite a while, so we have to do it. And this one allows us to remove a corruption. However, we also talked about us doing reinforcements. So we deploy things, but that also allows us to do a corruption thing. So let's do that. We're going to take this, place it here. Now, if you have a corruption on your sieve track, it doesn't prevent you from advancing on that civilization track, but you don't get the benefit for it. Okay, here we go, round 4. Let's go. Crisis card for this turn. Advance the sector with 1 defense. Yes, we're gonna do that. Except we can't do it yet, can we? Alright. We need to be careful here. We need that deployment quickly. Do we do that now? Do we do reinforcements now? I think we need to. And then we attack. Or do we want... Yeah, we need to. We'll do this. Do we want to take all 3 actions? I don't think we do. I think we have enough. So yes, we're going to play this agenda card. Do we want to resolve this? Yes. And we are going to spend a resource. As much as it pains me, I think I'm going to spend science. Because I've got plenty of it, I'm not going to need it right now. Okay, here we go. We are going to muster, but first we're going to do this. We're going to accelerate. Deactivate a fleet power, establish that here, and then upgrade this society, which allows me to remove the corruption from my board. Fantastic. Okay, so here's an interesting decision point. Do I use this to place another shipyard, and then with my master I deploy 1, 2, 3, 4, which is all I've got? Or do I skip that for now and just activate a fleet power? I think we need to take advantage of this combo now. So I think I'm gonna put a shipyard down here. That's gonna increase our upkeep, but okay. Oh, we can do both. Oh, what? Of course we're gonna do both. That's great. Yeah, that's right. This agenda card gets you both. And then we're gonna muster. Spend the 2 materials. Off you go. Deploy, deploy. So we're deploying 2 in this sector, 1 here and 1 here. Excellent. A slot to place your agenda card. Is this scoring us much? In other words, do we want to get rid of it? It's scoring us 2 points from this first, and then probably 3 or 4. So not a lot for 2 extra food. Alright, we're gonna keep it. That's fine. How do we want to handle this crisis? I don't want to return my trade token. I'm gonna make it ongoing. Alright. Round 5. We're getting close to the end. Crisis for this turn. After resolving conquest focus, have 10 energy. Not going to happen. Or resolve the skirmish with a +1. So at the moment the skirmish is 2. Why is it 2? We have this one, which is +1. We don't have any corruption on our board. I guess what he means is this. +1, I'm assuming. Well, we're not going to make the same mistake I did yesterday and assume that I know the rule better than the app. So we know that the skirmish at the moment is 2, and it doesn't matter where they attack, we're going to win. Now, this round, do we want to attack this sector Or do we want to produce first? So those are the two options, whether attacking or producing. If we attack, we're going to get either carriers or central surveillance. Let's have a quick look. Carriers, yes, allows us to deploy carriers. And central surveillance, yeah, we don't want that. But it also gets us a token. All right. So what does production do for us? We will produce food, energy, and materials. And we get points, and we get to either remove the corruption or advance our save track. Right. So all of these are useful, but if we attack this sector first, if we invade this sector and then produce, then we'll be able to use the third action, the optimize action in our production focus card, to remove the corruption from this sector. I think that's the play. I think that is the play. Do we want to gain another agenda card? It's starting to get very expensive, isn't it? Right. So I think we're going to do conquest first. Okay. Right. Conquest first. Let's go. Do we want to take all three actions? That would be awesome. But we're not going to do that. Did we want to do politics instead? Hang on, because politics gets you conquest as well, and invade action as well. I don't think so. Although we do have enough. Because the truth is conquest doesn't give us... Oh yeah, it does again. Okay, alright. No, we're not going to use three actions. We are going to... engage. Attack. We are going to attack them. Invade. We are invading this sector. Yes, we are resolving this. That card goes away. Select fleets. 1, 2, 3. We have to leave one, obviously. Now I think we could have used this to gain a defense. Do we want to do that? So to basically... So we're invading with 3 corvettes. If we do nothing else, 2 of those are going to get killed because there's 2 defense installations in this fallen house. If we use our trade token, we're going to save one of those corvettes. I think we have to. If we do this, we're only going to have 1 left. The problem with that is then with production, we're not going to be able to do all 3 actions. Which isn't terrible. I think we need to save this corvette. Okay, let's do that. Move 1 in home instead of recalling. Yes, that's because of our escape pods. That is great. Choose post-combat. Right, so first, let's gain the reward. Ooh, A defense installation or 2 points? We're gonna get the defense installation and the 2 points. Right. Great. Gain a score of glory token. Sure, we'll do that in a minute. Fallen house tech. Carriers or central surveillance. What would we like? Carriers? They cost food. Sure. Let's do carriers. Why not? Activate a fleet power and then deploy. I think we need to pay the food for that, right? Yep. There you go. And now we're going to gain and score the glory token. All of that is done, and we have our 5th sector. Great. How are we going to defend all of this stuff now? Strategize here. That's the play. Spending 2 credits. We're running low on everything now. Okay, agenda. Here we go. Do we want to gain a 4th agenda? We're going to be running dangerously low on resources of food and all of that. Is there any way? What if we... This is not bad for us. This will score us a ton of points if we can keep our fleet power concentrated. So this could be potentially 15 points. But that means we need to play progress or prosperity, and we've already played those. Okay. So we're playing production. So the only card we could potentially go with is this one. That gets us 4 points. It's better than nothing. I don't think I'm going to put that down for points. I think I'm just going to use it for its guild. I think that's the play. Move corruption. Are we interested in that? No, I don't think so. Because we can... Yeah, it does not matter. Very good. How do we want to handle the current crisis? If we do this, then they're going to attack us for 1. That's not great. Hang on. Base power level due to House Marqualos 0. +1 for evaluation phase in cycles 2 and 3. We're not in the evaluation phase. This is making absolutely no sense. Now, this one here is making absolutely no sense. This skirmish prediction is making no sense. If they attack me for 1, then they're going to get killed no matter where they go. So why is this saying that I'm going to lose a corvette? It says that I have 2 corvette fleet power there, which I don't. Okay, we're going to resolve that. Yeah, they've come in, I've killed them. See, so this was different than what it was describing. Interesting. We're doing very well on the crisis board, but we have to take advantage of that now. Okay, we drew, we're in the final round. We drew a war, which is not great. So we're resolving this middle one because we're on the 2nd cycle that says resolve the crisis board, and if defended, place a defense installation token in an adjacent Voidborn sector. That's fine. Now, resolving the crisis board means we're going to get a skirmish, which at the moment is 0. That's fantastic. And then we're going to spend a material. Okay, so we basically can ignore the whole thing, and we are going to go ahead with our plan and do the production action. Right. Yes, we want to play this. Production action. First, we're going to progress this. Oh, hang on. We missed something. We missed the fact that we give away our trade token, which means we cannot use it to take all 3 actions, which means we cannot remove this. Well, we're doing this for sure. And I was going to be doing that to gain all these additional resources here, but then we're not going to be scoring this sector, which we definitely don't want to do that. So we definitely want to do this. Oh, come on. I think we're not going to have enough food. How much food do we need? 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. And if we place something here, then that's a 9. That's going to be 9. No chance. Unless we do this first. I'm going to do this first. I'm going to place a guild, a food guild token. Can I put it at my home sector? It says you may establish up to 2 additional guilds. So I can't actually put it here, right? Yeah. Yeah, hence it's grayed out, def. That's not difficult to figure out, is it? Now, we can place it here, but that's going to get us an additional upkeep. So I would rather place it here. Yes, it's going to give us 3 instead of 2 production, but what's the production level looking like? Yeah, it's going to get us an additional food, so it's going to give the food back, basically. Yeah, alright. We're establishing a food guild, and then we're producing. So we got 6. So now, we're going to produce 100%. So we're doing this. Produce, produce, produce. We get some resources. 4 points. And now the question is, do we want to progress our save track or do we want to remove the corruption? Corruption is the obvious move. And redeploy, which will get us to here. I don't mind that. We didn't get that agenda card though, so that does not matter right now. I think we need to remove the corruption. I don't think we have much of a choice, because removing the corruption allows us to score a whole bunch of things here. It's not much, but we have to. Remove the corruption, and then we can regroup. Right, regrouping is interesting now, because we have all of this stuff here that we can move up here to go and attack something else. So what do we want to be attacking in the next cycle, basically? Remember, this wormhole here says that any tile adjacent to a wormhole is adjacent to any wormhole of that type. There's obviously only one, which means these 5 sectors here are all adjacent to each other. So I could be attacking this one, this one, this one, or that one. There's some really interesting choices there. So, to keep our options open, it seems to me we need to be moving everything here. Well, as much as we can. So, I'm going to move... well, we can't move everything. It looks like we have to move this guy, We're going to move all 3 of these. Right, so we've moved those 3 there, and then we're going to move one of those and one of those. Or do we want to move the 3 corvettes? We cannot have more than 2 miniatures, 2 fleets there, so we cannot move everything in here. Yeah. This might be more useful. Hey. I don't know. I actually think it might be best if we only have 2 movement. Scratch that, then we're moving these. Right. Do we want to score this agenda? We're only going to get 4 points from it. And it's going to cost us 2 food. 4 points is not going to win us the game, is it? No, it's going to score us 0 points. We don't have any advanced tech. Yeah, discard. Discard, discard. So resolve the crisis board. We defend it successfully. We have to pay the resources for this. That is done. We are doing evaluation phase. So they are attacking us for 1. We have heaps of defenses. We defend. We resolve the crisis board, so we lose resources. We need to pay 9 food to satisfy our upkeep. That is horrific, but we have it. We have a 6 population with at least 3 guilds, so we can do one of these safe havens. So we're going to do this. Gain the 1 science, gain the 1 point. How much did we score? We scored not too much, so 12, 15, 21 from the first card, 11 and 11. Okay, so we are up to 96 points. Select track to place a Harbinger on. Why are we placing a Harbinger? Oh, that was because of this. Hang on, that makes no sense. Is a Harbinger being removed? Preparation phase. Okay, well, let's keep going economic. That's it. 3rd cycle. 5 actions left. How are we tracking? How are we doing? Everybody's asleep. We're doing okay. I think we're doing okay. Okay, cycle 3. Knowledge is power. 5 actions. Stephen says, trying to take it all in. Yeah, I know, mate. It's a lot. Manward Love says, I'm here, but I have no idea what's going on. What's going on is, I'm trying to take a revenge for my complete and utter distraction last night. Now, based on my score at the moment, it is not looking likely I will win this. But you never know. I need to get rid of a few things. So the Voidborn will score, this is what they will score at the end of the game. They will score 100 points because I'm playing on medium, and then they will score 30 if the rift is still there. There is no chance I'm reaching that. So that's 130. Then they're scoring 20 for each save haven I haven't completed. I'm definitely going to be aiming to complete at least one. Then they will score 10 for each Harbinger on the map. At the moment there's 1, 2, 3, 4 of those guys. I can try and kill one of them. Then they're going to be scoring 5 for each technology I've burned, which I haven't. 5 for each card on the crisis board. I've done really well on the crisis board. And then 3 for every fallen house. There aren't any. I've destroyed them. And then what else? 2 for every corruption anywhere, and 1 for every population that is corrupted. So it is to my benefit to try and take back population that is corrupted, high population that is corrupted. So out of all of these, it is to my benefit to attack this one. And then if possible, get to one of these. I think that's going to be impossible, but we'll see. So, last galactic event. First, we are placing one of these tokens in a defense in an adjacent Voidborn sector with the highest population. We're not going to have a choice to that. It's going to go... Oh, we will have a choice. It's going to go there or there. Oh no, that's not adjacent to us, so it's going to go there. Okay, fine. Players with at least 1 advanced tech take a corruption on a sieve track. Oh, we don't receive this penalty. That's fantastic. How about that? Players with at least 1 trade token gain 3 science. If you don't have, you can spend 1 science to gain a trade token. We're definitely doing that. The points at the end of this cycle, which is the final cycle, is going to be 1 point for each 2 resources that we have at the end. So it's all about the economy. Or 2 points for each installation. How many installations have we got now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's not bad. That is not bad. So I think that's what we're going to be aiming for. Let's go. Spend. Yes. Gain a trade token. Now that gets us things. Do we want to gain materials? I want to say yes. Yeah. Let's gain the materials. Let's go. Round 1. Alert card for the first round. What is it? Crisis. After you invade, have a sector, a pure sector with 3 fleet power. Well, that's a bit mean, isn't it? How are we going to do that? And what are the other ones? Gain an agenda card while already having 1 agenda card, I'm assuming, in hand. So that's going to be tricky. Okay, let's go. What cards, heroic cards, are there in play? We have heroic reinforcement, which doesn't do much for us now. We only have 1 active fleet power to deploy on the map, so we're not doing that. We have withstand in heroic reinforcement, which is pretty good because it allows us to get rid of a card from the crisis board and play or place 2 installations, which score points at the end of this cycle, but we have to take a corruption for that. Okay, heroic development, right, does things. And heroic politics allows us to, here we go. So, prevail. This allows us to remove a Voidborn fleet power from an adjacent sector and then invade. Or invade, I guess. So I think we want to be doing that. And then we can sacrifice an installation. I know it's giving us points, but we can sacrifice that to remove the corruption from the sector we will have taken over and remove a Harbinger. I think this is a very good situation for us. Now, what do we want to attack? This one here, what's the deal with this sector? It has 2 Voidborn fleet power and a defense installation. That's going to take a bit to take out. But as soon as you take this over, it gets you a tech. And every time you play progress or innovation, you spend a science to do an action from your preferred focus. Is that it? No, one additional action. But it has 2 additional things. Upkeep for your empire. Okay, so that's kind of okay. This one is stronger. The problem with this is it doesn't have any space for guilds and stuff. This one will get us lots of stuff, but there's 3 Voidborn fleet power there and 1 defense token. The good thing with this is if we manage to take this over, this sector is safe because there's no adjacent Voidborn sector from where they can skirmish. And this sector also. So that means we can get this fleet power out. So we can take this sector, no problem, but we're going to lose a ton of things. A ton. Unless we use our trade token. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to attack this guy. We're going to use heroic politics. I'm doing it. I'm not going to think about it too much. Do I going to take all 3 actions? No, because I'm going to use my trade token to do what? To get myself the shields I need. Okay, no. So, we're doing this first. Prevail. We're spending 2 energy and 1 science. Something's in my eye. Now, I guess we could look at attacking a higher power sector like this one. And this one already has a guild. The problem then is you need to defend all of these things. Oh. Yeah, let's go with the original plan, not overthink it. We're going to do this to return the Voidborn fleet power from it and then invade. Choose a sector to invade. This one. We're invading 1 from here, 1 from here. What do the carriers do? They deploy. Oof, that's hard to leave them out. 1 from here. So, hang on. This is getting a bit nuts. So what's going to happen now is we're going to have 2 corvettes and 1 carrier. At the start of the combat, the carrier is going to deploy another corvette. So 3 corvettes and a carrier. We're going to play our token. We're not going to lose 1. So we're only going to lose 1. Do we want more people there? I don't think we do. Or maybe we do. I don't want to lose out on something because at the end of each of your turns, you can only have up to 2 fleets in a single sector. So 1 fleet's going to be my carriers here. So that means I cannot have more than 3 corvettes at the end of this. So if I gain 3 in there, yeah, I'm going to lose 1, I think. No, I'm not going to lose 1 if I spend my trade token. Do I want to spend my trade token? I think it's worth it. So in that case, I'm not going to use that. Here's the combat. If we use our trade token, then I don't think we lose anything, right? Yep. I've calculated that right. So we're going to use our trade token. We destroyed everything and we kept everything intact, which is absolutely fantastic. So first, what's this? Resolve the crisis. This is not our world. Where is it? Oh yeah, that's fantastic. We're smashing the crisis, but we're doing really well. I think we're going to gain the resources, score the glory tokens. Hey, we crossed 100. Okay. Right, that was that. And now we are going to return one of these installations. So, any of these does not matter. We can return this one, I guess. And we remove the corruption from this board, and we remove the Harbinger. Now, we can kill the Harbinger from the crisis board, but it's better if we remove one from the map. Does it matter which one? It does not. We're gonna remove this guy. Although, he was gonna go anyway if we attack this sector. Ugh. Can we undo? Doesn't matter. We did it now. I don't want to undo everything. I don't know how far back it's going to go. Okay. Round 2. Here we go. We have 5 actions. We've done 1. We have 4 more to go. It's a war card. So we are on cycle 3. Thanks, Stephen. Take care, mate. Trust the redemption arc continues well. No problems, mate. Thank you for hanging out. Appreciate it. I know it's a very, very difficult game to follow if you haven't played it, but hopefully me walking through what I'm doing is helping just a little bit. So we're going to be resolving the crisis board, which at the moment is skirmish with a power of nothing, but they are going to have a +1 absorb, which is irrelevant, but we're going to be losing resources. So, okay. So we don't care that much. We've done really well in terms of the economy and the crisis, but we've done very well. We need to be scoring points. We urgently need to be scoring points. So, which one of these things scores us points? Can we get to the end of this? Can we get to the end of this track? Because that will score us. It says score influence of your agenda cards. I wonder if this is excluding your starting agenda card. I think it is. So that's not a lot. So we've got a couple of things we need to do. We need to get some resources. And we need to get some. We need to get this somehow. So we either need to get this population up to 6, or we need to overproduce twice, or we need to get to level 4 of our save track, right? What can we do with the cards that we have? This doesn't help us much. There is one action there that allows us to advance. That's not bad, actually. Do we do that? And place 2 installations. We can do that later. Heroic reinforcement. Development's not looking very good. Is there any way we can overproduce? So, okay. So that can get us our top civilization track advanced. Production can get us our top civilization thing advanced. We're going to be careful though, we got to do this the right way. Production needs to happen first. Do we have anything else that advances sieve tracks? This guy. Well, we can't be doing both reinforcements now, can we? Scheme is not bad. Prosperity, meh. Temptation does it, but it's placing a corruption again. And we can do one action from our focus card, house focus, special focus card was his scheme. Right. We could do this. Oh, thank you for the follow, appreciate it. At some point I'm gonna be setting up a Twitch schedule and have these on a more regular basis. The last 2 weeks, 3 weeks has been happening whenever I could find the time, but I'm gonna be doing a schedule soon. Monday night is a good candidate. So, what of the techs? Do we care about any of the techs anymore? I don't think we do. We care about the scoring. We need to focus on the scoring. Right. Right. So I think the one that scores us the most is that top right. If we manage to increase our presence a bit. Right? I think so. So we need to take that agenda card and then play progress, or what's the other one? Prosperity. Right. That's going to be tight. That is going to be tight. Because I wasn't planning on playing either of those. Yikes. Okay. Wow. Sounds like production to me. How do we gain that agenda card though? Production, then reinforcement doesn't give it to us. Scheme does. Oh man, this is tricky. This is very, very difficult. What if we play Temptation to advance that and gain the card through Scheme? So that can be one. And then we can play that. Alright. We're doing production. Do we have enough to attack elsewhere and clean up more Voidborn sectors? We might actually. We might have enough because we can attack pretty much anywhere of these four now. Of course, this one we can. Oh, this one even. This one gets us. Oh, this is good. This gets us 2 production on everything. Can we take that over? We can. It's gonna hurt, but we can. That's a completely different approach though. These guys still have way too many sectors, right? Yeah. They have way too many sectors. I could attack them. I could attack them with conquest. Or I could use... Hang on. Where's my... I've used politics already. Okay. So with conquest, that sector there would get us no corruption there though to remove, so do I even want to be doing that? Or do I want to be going here? It's going to get us all the production things, sure. But the problem with that is it going to get us overproduce? It will. It will get us overproduce for food and energy. Credits were already overproducing. Oh, hang on. That might be worth the trouble. How am I going to protect myself though if I do that afterwards? I think we may try to do way too much here. So I'm going to play my production. I'm doing this, advancing there. Then I'm going to be producing. Gain some stuff. Gain points. It's not a lot. Resolve the crisis board. Choose a sector to place a defense token. Gonna place it here. Yeah, I have to pay one of each. Done. So that was round 2. That was a tough decision, not to attack that sector because we could take it, but because of the cards we have, I think, yeah. All right, so we have 3 turns left. This is round 3. We have this one and 2 more. So the idea is to try and take this agenda card, Mining Consortium, and then play it. So to play it, reverse engineer it. To play it, we need to play Progress or Prosperity. Prosperity doesn't get us anything useful as a last action. Progress gets us a tech, which can get us some money. That's about it. And can help us remove corruption. So that's not great. Now, that's the last action. The action before that has to be to take a card. And we remember we're also trying to get to the top of this track. So if I now do what was I going to do? The plan was to do reinforcement. The problem with that is we don't have enough. Yeah, okay. So if we do scheme, we need 2 more civ track advancements. One's going to come from reinforcement, heroic reinforcement, most likely. And we're going to take a corruption to place 2 installations down, right? I think that was the plan. That's why I wanted to play production afterwards. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We're not going to be in danger anyway. Okay. So we're doing this. I think we're doing this. And then we're going to be playing scheme to gain the agenda card. And then as our last, or not scheme. Are we playing temptation? Is temptation the last one? Right. We need 2 more advancements on this track. How are we going to do that? One advancement is the reinforcement or heroic reinforcement card. That's done. And the other one, remember, we're planning on taking the Mining Consortium agenda card to score some points. So that means progress or prosperity. Prosperity does nothing for us, forget it. Progress, gets us something. So that's one of the cards. The second card, if the second card is scheme and the third card is reinforcement, then we don't have enough advancement. So the one card has to be temptation. Oh boy. Let's do it. Let's do it because I'm overthinking this and I'm gonna screw it up in the end. So first, we are going to take a corruption. Where we're taking the corruption, you're asking me. I don't know. Here. Then we are advancing on our society civ track. We have to recall one fleet power. We're going to recall from here. We are going to increase the population of something. Let's increase this one. And then remove a corruption, which is going to be the one we had. So that worked out. That's fantastic. And now we're going to exploit, which means we're going to take one action from our house specific, our house special focus cards. And we want to be taking an agenda card, basically. So we want to be doing this one. So we're going to play this, recall another fleet power. Well, that's not great. To do this, sure. Again, an agenda. Pick blind. Yeah, I'm not going to... I guess I could pick blind. All right, let's have a look. This one doesn't really... If we put one more food guild down, it gets us 7 plus 4, 11 points. This one gets us nothing from the first bit. And at this point, it gets us 10 from the other one. If we can rearrange things a bit, I don't know if we're going to be able to. It will get us 15. This one, we don't have 2 of those tokens. It's scoring us our glory tokens, which at the moment is 3, 4, 6, 7 points. And this one is 1 point per 2 food, material, or energy. Yeah, but the problem is that's going to be resolving after we pay all of our food. So, yeah. So that's going to be, 6, 7 points at best. Well, this seems to have the best outcome at the moment. We could try and pick him blind. Do you want to pick blind? Yeah, let's do it. Why not? Ooh, 7 points for each sector. We have at least 3 fleet power. Oof. 6 points if we have at least 3 of those. We do. This one, if we have at least 4, yes, that's 7 points. And 2 for every sector where we have, yeah, we're taking this one. There we go. We got something that scores us more points. So yeah, look, the sort of rule of thumb is, you want to be scoring, 10, 15, even more points from each agenda card if you can. So if you're scoring less, you're better off trying to fish for a better one. There's only a few in each deck. How do we want to discard this? Do we want to just shoot these resources out and just kill it? Yeah. Let's do it. Alright, we have a plan for our last 2 turns. Crisis card for this turn. If we remove a Harbinger, we can get rid of it. Otherwise, we need to kill a technology. How are we going to get rid of Harbinger? Only if we attack a sector. Not going to happen. So the plan was to play the agenda. So that means progress or prosperity. So that means progress. And then, playing that agenda, the plan was to play reinforcement or heroic reinforcement, because that gets us our last bump on the tech track, and we get 2 more installations using that last action there at the bottom. Yes, it's going to give us a corruption, but I don't think it's going to matter. Okay, let's do it. So if we get to the top of our sieve track, that's going to score all of our agenda cards. So we want our agenda card first. So we're going to play progress. Hang on. Progress gets us a tech. I guess it's just going to be 6 points, isn't it? For our advanced tech. Yeah. Because I'm thinking we could skip the heroic reinforcement. Oh no, we can't. No, we can. No, we're going to do progress. We're going to play this agenda card. The agenda card says gain a trade token. We are going to gain a trade token. What's the effect? I don't think we care what we're going to get. We have enough to cover our things. I don't think it matters. Gain 1 of these tokens, just in case there's any points in there. Yeah, let's do that. There you go. We'll gain a point. Now we are going to gain a tech. We're going to gain any of these advanced things. Let's do this one. That's too bad. This gets us to 5. But it's not going to matter, because the last card is going to be the heroic reinforcement card, and it's not going to matter. Yeah. So, yeah, any of these. That game close. That's very close to try and increase another population to 6. Yeah, let's do that. Why not? Let's do that. 6 points. Activate a fleet power. Gain a trade token. Get another one of these. Yeah. There you go. Point. And a science. Done. And then second action, I don't really think we want to do anything else. Let's do experiment. Why not? Do we have something that gives us points for science guilds? No. So we can produce science, or... yeah, it doesn't matter. Sure, let's produce science. We're going to definitely place that slot. Skip that. No. How do you want to handle the current crisis? Just make it ongoing. We have enough resources to spend to get rid of it at the end. Economic. And then final round of the game. Final crisis card. Before you return a trade token, you choose to also spend 2 credits. Okay, whatever. So we're going to go ahead with our plan, and we are going to... So at the moment they're attacking us for 1. Yeah, if they attack us for 2, we're going to lose some fleet power. Do we care much? We do not. So we're going to do heroic reinforcement. Do we want to take all 3 actions, you say? That's only going to be deploying 2 more, so that's 2 points. No, we're not going to be doing that. We're going to need the resources to pay for our debt. Right, so we're doing this. We're taking a corruption. We're going to put it on our player board. And then we're going to be doing this. Oh, discard the crisis. That gets us 5 points. But these get us... two points each. So that's 4 plus... we can get points from this. 6. Yeah, we're going to do that. So we're going to do 1 of these here, and we're going to do another 1 of these there. And then we are going to accelerate. Spend 4 of something. Spend 4 science because we don't need it. To gain 4 of something. It doesn't matter. And then advance. Oh, hang on. Hang on. That's not what we wanted. This is not advancing any sieve track. This is advancing your lowest sieve track. Uh-oh. Did I not say that? Oh. Undo. I'm gonna undo all of that. Apologies. Because there's no point in doing that. We want to get to the top of our sieve track to score lots and lots of points. The only way we can do that is the simple reinforcement card. That's fine. So instead of the heroic reinforcement, we're actually playing the simple one. That's strange, isn't it? Do we want to take all 3 actions? No. Or do we? Do we have enough resources? We're going to have to pay 2 of these, 2 of those, and 1 science. Yeah, right. Sure. Flip that. Select action to perform. This is what we're interested in. Choose effect to fulfill. We're gonna place a defense installation somewhere, I'm guessing here. Yeah. And then we go up on this track, which is what we wanted. We scored. We need to deactivate 2 fleet power. We need to recall 1. Whoops. We're running out of fleet power dangerously. Is that a problem? Is that going to be a problem? It's not, because we're going to win that. Okay, evaluate the agenda. Hey, that gets us a ton of points. Well, 13 and 11 and another 13. Oh no, we choose an agenda to evaluate. Okay, well, that's easy. One of these. Okay. That's not as good as I was hoping for, but that's okay. So that's what that means. Evaluate one of your non-starting agendas. We're doing a safe haven. We manage this. Okay. So here's the reward. We can choose any of these. We can remove a corruption. We don't have any. We can remove a Harbinger, which is going to save us 10 points if we remove it from the map. Gain any 3 resources, deploy 2 fleet power. I think we're just going to remove Harbinger. This guy. Oh, so it's tracking live how many points they're grabbing here. Okay. That's 210. I don't know I'm going to get to that, but hey. Do we want to resolve this? I don't think so. We're just better off leaving that there. Oh, I guess it's 5 points. It's much of a muchness. It's the same thing. And then second action, we can either muster or mobilize. We could do either of those. Oh, we can do both. All right. Well, okay. We're going to muster. Oh, we don't have any fleet powered. Okay. Undo that. We're not mustering. And mobilizing makes no... Oh, yeah, it does. We can place a defense installation somewhere. They're going to attack us for 1. So it does not matter. It literally does not matter. So I'm just going to place it here. That's it. We are done. We are finished. We are not doing the muster. That was a bit anticlimactic. So I don't think I did well enough. But we haven't resolved the final cycle yet. So I'm going to score some points from that. Do I want to resolve this? Do I want to get rid of it by recalling another fleet? Yes. I think so. Oh, we paid credits for that. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Autonomous drones, pay 1 token to automatically win the skirmish. No, because we're going to win it anyway. Alright, resolving the crisis board. And now, paying our upkeep. Here we go. Which reward do we want? This one, of course, is going to get us 16 points. Still not going to be enough, but okay. 16 points, and then the agendas. Oof, that brings us to 206. So 25 from this agenda, 13, 13, and 11. Yeah, we could have done better with the agendas. We didn't do very well. So that 215 to 206. We still lost, but we gave it a good crack. We gave it a good crack at least. So I think this is probably the first medium difficulty game I've lost after a couple of wins. So it sounds like medium difficulty is where I'm about, which is fantastic. Means there's heaps of still learning to do and improving. So yeah, I could have done. Yes, I'll close. Fascinating game. Does the app have a tutorial? No, this app is not an official app. It's a fan-made app that somebody created. His name is Mark, I think. And Mind Clash Games gave the okay because it only includes the solo mode, so you can only play this using the solo. It doesn't have any tutorial or any other automations whatsoever. But yeah, I mean, at some point I'm planning on doing a multiplayer game on Tabletop Simulator and doing a teach. But if you want to watch how to play, there's plenty online. Paul Grogan has, Voidfall playthroughs and tutorials on his Gaming Rules YouTube channel. Yeah, it was very close, but I'm very happy. I don't mind I lost. I'm very happy I managed to be competitive. I could have done a little bit better with the agendas. So the earlier you take them, the more points you score, and the more you sort of focus on them, you can score more points. And I think because we had cleared the crisis board, we could have attacked more. I don't know what the balance of power would have been if we had taken over this additional sector here. But I'm pretty happy with how we went. Yeah, there you go. This is the points we got. So we got, what, 62 points from our original agenda card, and then only 22, 26, and 28 from the other three. That's not enough. That's not enough. You need to be scoring, 10, 15 points from each agenda per cycle, and you need to have them at least, for cycles 2 and 3, basically. So we did well, but not enough. So that's it. That's the, what scenario were we playing? We played the same one I played yesterday, which was the Ancient Secrets. So the Ancient Secrets scenario, we played House Marqualos. Thanks for hanging around. Thank you, mate. Thank you for sticking around. And yeah, Voidfall is absolutely phenomenal. Phenomenal game. Nigel Buckle and David Turtsey have come up with something really special here. This was my 26th time playing this game. I would say probably half of these are solo games, and then there's 2, 3, 4 player. We've played it heaps with other people, so it's brilliant at every player count. It's absolutely epic. So thanks for watching, and yeah, see you on the next stream. Yeah, very close. Says Martin Bird. Yeah, it's very close, but I did well. I'm happy with it. Yeah, here's the summary. This is really nice because it kind of shows you a bit of the history of it. All right, I'm going to save and upload, and that's it. Voidborn win, yes, we'll get you next time. Now the question is, do we play the same scenario next time? I've lost this now three times in a row. 2 on hard mode and 1 on medium. Do I insist on playing the same scenario? I mean, or do we do something different next time? We'll see how we go. Thanks very much, everyone. See you on the next stream.